Welcome to your 6th day at Whiskey Hotel Flaviar. We are delighted to have you with us for another exquisite tasting. As you enjoy today's whiskey sample, remember to start with a small sip to coat your palate, then take a larger sip to savor the rich flavors. Let us begin then. This evening, you surround yourself with the clinking of chips and the whisper of cards in the hotel's exclusive casino, where the stakes are as intriguing as the whiskey selection. With a Spirits Lab Bull's Head Bourbon sample by your side, each sip becomes a venture into unknown flavors. Venture forth to taste it with our whiskey expert as your guide.
In the esteemed tradition of New York's vibrant history, Spirits Lab Distilling Company presents Bull's Head Bourbon, a testament to the spirited legacy of the legendary Bull's Head Tavern, where George Washington and his troops toasted their victory before marching into Manhattan. Crafted with a mash bill of 70% corn, 20% wheat, and 5% malted barley, all 100% sourced from the rich soils of New York State, this small batch wheated bourbon matures to perfection for 5 years in 53-gallon Independent Stave Company Cooper's Select Oak barrels until it reaches its signature depth of character. Each smooth and luscious sip offers a rich palette of toasted corn, caramel, and spice notes, making it equally splendid whether enjoyed neat or at the heart of your favorite cocktail. Thank you so much for joining me here in the study again at Whiskey Hotel Flaviar. I cannot wait for this dram here today, talking about cocktails. I don't think we've really talked about cocktails thus far. This is one that I'm very excited to try in a cocktail later. Before we do that though, we are going to try it neat here. This is a bourbon whiskey from the US, bottled at 45% ABV. And what you're going to notice straight away is that beautiful golden hue to the dram. It's not coating the glass a huge amount, but at 45% ABV, I'm sure it's still going to provide a really lovely mouth coating experience. On the nose, I'm definitely getting those corn notes straight away up front and ready, along with some wonderful oak spice. A little bit of charred wood as well. But what's really interesting about this dram is the burnt caramel that comes along with it. Wow, very gentle, very easygoing dram. Some wonderful spices building throughout, which really does sort of provide a little bit more of an experience. But the entrance is gentle, is very easygoing. It's soft corn notes, very subtle vanillas. And then as it builds and those oak spices start to grow, that's where, for me, the caramel comes through. And the burnt caramel from the nose comes through on the palate, but more as a caramelized demerara sugar. The oak on the back end really does provide a really full-bodied finish. But again, it's the mid-palate that's interesting to me. That demerara sugar is starting to develop a bit more. And alongside some spices, there are some soft and subtle fruity notes in there. For me, it's reminding me very much of pan-fried bananas. I'm not sure if you've ever fried bananas in demerara sugar. Maybe splash a bit of bourbon in the pan as well. That's the vibe that it's giving me. Got a banana sundae split with a drop of whiskey on top. Absolutely delectable. But ultimately, supping on this with you here today, this is what you can expect from an American bourbon. There are those beautiful corn-forward notes. There's wonderful toasted oak in there as well. Very well balanced spice throughout the dram, and as I say, as it continues, that spice builds. But what's interesting for me are those burnt caramel notes on the nose that translate to those demerara sugar, those caramelized demerara sugar notes, slight hints of banana and other things like toffee there on the palate. A really, really wonderful dram. At 45% ABV, it's exactly what I want. You know, people talk about bourbon. To me, I think bourbon, and this is exactly what I'm thinking of here. And I have to say, if you're enjoying it as much as I am, please make sure, scan the code here. You can get a fantastic discounted offer for day number 6 from Bull's Head Bourbon, so you can enjoy a full bottle to yourself. Now, I am going to continue relaxing, and tomorrow, I think it would be good if we met in the library. So as opposed to meeting here in the study, let's meet in the library tomorrow. I'll have a special dram for day number 7 for you, and I'm really looking forward to tucking in. That's all from me now for today though, so I will see you tomorrow. Cheers.